I believe that the men who are virtuous and good have the potential for crawling out from under the rocks, except for that's not the metaphor, that's not the direction I want to take it. Coming out from the woodwork or whatever. Not quite so easy, because there are a million paths to depravity, and there's only one path to reason and virtue. So it's not quite as automatic, I think. But if you do set up a system where the law-abiding citizen is completely freed of all fetters of society, and the person who uses physical force will be harried on every side by courts and policemen, if you create a system like that, I think that the good people will come out of the woodwork. And maybe we have to have battalions of American soldiers up and down the country in the meantime, and maybe for years to come. But the point is, if the bad people can crawl from under rocks, the good people can come out from the woodwork given the chance. Probably not as automatically, but I have that benevolent view of mankind. I think that that's as acceptable to expect that as to expect bad people to come out when statism arises. So, the transition of a defeated people to Republican governance versus the transition of people in a peaceful and peaceably acquired territory to Republican governance, I think that it's not a fair comparison. I think that the Louisiana Purchase does not inform us on what we should do with servile, vanquished foes. That's perhaps something that when Jim hears this he'll reconsider. If not, it'll have to stand on its own and we'll go from there. So I'll just end by saying, if we have two options, option one, let the people choose their governance. Option two, tell them that they're from now on going to be using our system, or a parliamentary system. Sorry, I'll go back a little. Jim did mention that. He said that he thinks that the mistake in Germany and Japan was giving them a parliamentary system rather than a congressional system. Okay. Okay. I think we should have stuffed a copy of our Constitution down their throats more thoroughly than we did, yes. And I don't think that we should have left Japan with an emperor. And I don't think we should have had price controls in Germany up till 1948. There's some things we did wrong and bungled, but the ultimate thing that we did was we said, you guys aren't in charge of your fate anymore. You screwed it up. You came into contact with us through the theater of war, and that means that we choose your governance. We like our form of government, and that's going to be your form from now on. In so many words, I think that's the only way to do it. You have to be more polite if you acquire the territory, like we did Louisiana. But I think that there's no option between the two options of letting them choose and telling them, here's your new system. If there's a middle path where they get to choose some things and we give them others, I'm going to be skeptical, because what are they going to choose? I think our system is very good. And I think that shoving a copy of our Constitution down our foes' throats when we're done fighting them, and teaching them, handing out some pamphlets and educational videos about what a trial by jury is and stuff, I think that's the way to go. And then standing by with battalions of American soldiers for a long time to come. So we'll see where it goes from there. What do you say, Jim?